is Vicki and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to share with you some of my Christmas decorations. I'm not quite finished, but I'm going to share with you my tree and my mantle, and then hopefully I'll have a few more things done by the time I can edit the video. So I said I'm done with my tree. That's not correct. I still have one more thing, and that are the scent sticks. I don't know if you've ever done these, but I have an artificial tree, so I use these scent sticks. I put one in, but the very last thing to go with my tree is going to be this. Let me just show you how it works. It has the little hanger. Scentcicles. It is the Christmas trees, this one. I've had the one called Wreath, and I've had the one called Balsam Fir or something. So I just tried this one this year. So let's go hang it in the tree. And it goes on the inside of the tree. Let's see, the other one's on the other side, so I want this one on this side. You don't need to see it. You just need to put it somewhere. So, where you don't see it actually. So now, then you have to fix your ornaments, of course. So now it's going to give a bit of scent that's similar to a real tree to an artificial tree. We have had real trees in the past. We gave up on those quite a few years ago after they murdered the vacuum cleaner. No, it's just in Florida sometimes because it's hot and things don't last as long. I tend to live with an artificial tree this year. So this is our tree, and it is in the theme of sweet treats, because we have a lot of like gingerbread, peppermint, cookies, cupcakes, macaroons, even a frosted donut. So this is it. I even used peppermint paper to wrap gifts. So this is our tree for this year, and I am going to put toward the end of this video, or else in another video, I'm not sure at this point, what we did, how I decorated it. There's lots of tree decorating videos on YouTube, but I thought I'd share this year because I do put a lot of time into it. With an artificial tree, you can do a lot more, like use different types of medium a lot easier than you can on a real tree, because you need something to wrap it and grab it, and that's a little harder on a real tree. But on the flip side, you do have to primp up all the needles and the limbs and everything, because they get all smushed in the box. This tree, on the other hand, most of these outside ones are rubber, so you really, all you can do is position them a little bit. You can't do a lot more, which is kind of good. That means they stick out all the time. But then again, it is also a little harder when you're using this type of material. So anyway, so that is our tree for 2018. So our topper is lollipops, which one has fallen. I keep having to put that back up. Candy canes and the gingerbread man, as you can see. And I do like to use picks on my tree. This year I did not, because I have so many different types of ornaments in here, individuals. I usually like to use a lot of the same ornaments, you know, like get 6 or 12 of them. And this year I kind of have a lot of individual, and I didn't want it to look too busy, so I left the picks out. And I let the deco mesh be the kind of unifying look on the tree. Even the dogs are into Christmas this year. And you can see my peppermint wrapping paper. We've only got one wrap so far. Now let's take a closer look at some of the items on the tree before my SIM card ends up filled. Doesn't it look yummy? Cherry pie, almost peppermint twisted candies. I don't even know what those are called. topped it with with lollipops, peppermint sticks, and gingerbread picks, and then some red picks that I had from previous years. I often will do picks on my tree, but this year I don't think we needed it because we have such a variety of ornaments. I like to have fewer styles of ornaments, but lots of them. This particular tree, I have a lot of different ornaments, so I thought it'd be busy enough without having picks on it. So that is our tree. Ladder's in the way. So several of you commented on my fall mantle, so I thought I would share my Christmas mantle with you as well. And keeping in that theme of sweet treats, I can see the chair in the dining room is askew. It always is, because that's where we feed the foster dog. It's gingerbread and peppermint. I have a two-sided fireplace, so the back of my mantle is just sort of a throw together of leftover things. And I just tried to, put some more of the sweet treat looking things. Those are supposed to look like cookies and lollipops. They're decorations that didn't make the cut. And it's the back side of the gingerbread houses. But I had to do a little something, so you didn't just see electrical cords. Okay, and here's our coffee table, and I have the little pyramid, the Christmas pyramid, and actually it's not working with the tea lights this year. I could have sworn it did last year. My husband thinks it doesn't have enough heat coming from the tea lights to make it turn, but what we've discovered is that the ceiling fan will make it turn, so that's what we're using right now, is the ceiling fan to turn it, because it is 80-something degrees outside today on December 2nd. It is hot out there. So, and then the other pyramid, I have somehow over the years, I've had this since I lived in Seattle, and I moved away from Seattle in 1986, so it's been a very long time, and somehow in all those years I only have like 3 of the little things left. So, and I'm having trouble finding the right ones to order, so. But, so that is our little tablescape. And before I run out of my SIM card, I just wanted to share with you today at Ace Hardware, I was able to pick up 2 packages of spinners. I don't know if they're going to work on this tree. They've worked on trees I've had in the past that, that we put the lights in, and then you could take one bulb out and put in a spinner and make the bulb turn. This tree, however, is a little different, so I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to give it a try. So that's pretty much a look at our living room decorated for Christmas. So every Christmas I do a little montage of my pets at Christmas. I usually take them to see Santa every other year on the even year, so that would be this year, just to get a photo made. Many of these pets are no longer with us, but we still love them. And I was thinking, I have this J and V that I keep on the wall all year. If I were to do it all over again, I would also have purchased the O and the Y, and then at Christmas I could have changed it to say Joy. But that's my little homage to pets we've had in the past and the Christmases we shared with them. We also have family photos down here. It's not like we don't have family photos. But at Christmas, I moved the doggy ones up. We don't do a lot in our guest bathroom for Christmas. I did put the little snowflake nightlight. Two sets of lights in the bathroom. And a little snowman nutcracker. I have some little towels, but I don't really care for them. So that's pretty much all we do for the bathroom at Christmas. So it's sort of a last minute thing. I decided to throw the advent calendar up on the fireplace. Because most of the year I have a quilt hanging there, and it just felt so naked without something. So, I don't know. What do you think? Is it a little weird? Usually it hangs on the door. So welcome to my Christmas tree decorating. The first step is to put on comfortable clothes, for sure. And I usually like to do the topper on the tree first, although I'm not satisfied with it. I don't know if you can even see it. I'm not worried if you can't, because I'm going to add more to it. And then the second step that I do is to put deco mesh on it, or ribbons. This year I'm going to do deco mesh and a smaller ribbon. So, as you can see, it's partially done. It's not completed, but it's partially done. And it's really very easy. You just gather it up, stick it like inside the tree, gather it up again, put it back inside the tree. You can grab the branches and twist it to hold it. Or you can also work with it whole. If you work with it whole, I'm going to tell you it's a little more difficult to do it with the thick stuff. So I cut it for this tree. My tree has rubber needles, so it's harder to use whole. When I had the kind that was more wiry and bendable, I never cut this. But this is also more economical because it can go a lot further when you cut it. So let's go see how to put it on, or how I put it on. Other people may do it differently. Okay, so I put it into the tree, and I take a little wiry branch and just sort of bend it over. You really don't have to do that. If you cut an long enough, ample enough piece, you can actually just stuff it in there and it'll stay, really. And I do that on the top pieces because it's just too hard to work with. And then you just gather it up. It's not that easy to do one-handed. I'm holding the camera with the other. And then you just shove it in. You can shove it in a few inches below, even quite a few inches below, or right back where you hooked it at first. And you just scrunch it up in there. I try not to have the edges showing, as you can see. Try to keep it a little bit more rounded. Here's an edge here, but this is going to be to the back of the tree. So that's how it works. I switched into white lights so you can see it better. Our tree switches between, step on the thing, white and colored lights. And then there's one setting where it goes back and forth. The white lights help me to set the tree up better, to be able to really see. But some times I like the colored lights. But usually when I'm putting the tree together, I'll have white on. My husband likes the colored, so it started out that way. And there's the top I'm still working on. If you're wondering how long a piece I'm cutting, I would call it a generous arm's length. This happens to be the end of it. But I pretty much go like this and then cut a few more inches off the roll from there. Let me demonstrate. I do like to cut some a little shorter, some a little longer, so it's just a little more varied in the way it looks. So here's my roll, and I'll go like that. That's my arm, and then I'll just do a few more inches and just cut straight across. Not that you don't know how to cut. But really, there's a secret to cutting this stuff, is to hold on to it if you want it to be anywhere near straight, although you'll never know if it's not straight, but you don't want your pieces to start getting really cockeyed because they're hard to work with that way. So that's what I do, just pull arm's length and add a couple inches before I cut it. Oh, and in case you're wondering where to buy this, some of the hobby stores like Michael's, I saw somewhere else. I've even seen it at Costco, but they usually just have a very small assortment, and you have to be careful, like if it's in a 3-pack or something, because it can be the really cheap icky kind that is much harder to work with, and this is completely impossible to explain what I mean by the cheap icky kind, but there's not all this deco mesh, geo mesh is created equal. This was developed for Mardi Gras, actually. So I knew that, and so I looked online and I found a source. It is a company called Mardi Gras Warehouse in Baton Rouge, and that's where I order it. I have some that I made Mardi Gras wreaths, New Year's wreaths, Thanksgiving, and they have the frames for wreaths. They have the long garlands, because you can put this on evergreen garlands too, like on your fireplace mantle. But that's where I buy it. So There are other places, probably Hobby Lobby or something. But anyway, it can be called several different names: Deco Mesh, Geo Mesh. You can look at YouTube videos and see a lot of people who use it and tell you how to use it. In fact, I'm subscribed to a channel called Southern Wreath, and she uses it a lot. So it's, where I live, not that easy to find, and so I just mail order it from Mardi Gras Warehouse in Baton Rouge. Okay, I have all the mesh that I'm going to put on my tree. I even put it in the back. I don't quite do as much decorating on the back of my tree, but the mesh helps make it look more decorated. You could do the opposite and just skip it, but I'll show you how much I'm using. You can put more, and you could put a little less. I wouldn't go too, I mean, it's sort of like go big or go home with mesh. I can sneak into the back. You can see. Give you an idea of the overall amount. Yeah, there's furniture everywhere. Okay, this is the ribbon I'm going with. Oops, upside down. Okay, this is the ribbon I'm going to be using. I bought 3 spools at Michael's at 70% off today. My tree is going to have peppermint, gingerbread, and other sweet treats on it, so it's perfect. And the mesh I use, of course, is peppermint looking. So let's get this on. I haven't completely decided how I'm going to do it, so I'm not going to cut anything yet. Scissors are going away. I'm just going to go over and take a look at it and see how I want to put it on the tree. Also notice that this ribbon is directional, so I'm going to have to run the ribbon up and down, maybe over a little, but it cannot be this way. It's going to have to be because of the pattern. If you had a plaid, polka dot, even snowflakes, you could do it however you wanted, but not this ribbon. And just like I did with the mesh, I'm just gathering up a piece, kind of based on the length of the next kind of open area in the tree. And I'm just going to loop it, gather it, stick it up there, and catch it with a wiry branch. These branches here, I don't know if you can see, but they're rubber. You can't really do much with them. But some of the inside ones are wiry, and I can use it to catch it. Just like I did right there and right there. And sometimes I just, like on this piece here, just push it back in and then wait a while before I bring it back out of the tree. So it has a bit of a lapse. I think it makes it a little more interesting. Okay, when I get near the bottom of the tree, what I do is throw the spool on the ground and then I figure out where I'm going to want it to end. And I think I'm going to want to end it like in there. So I'm going to cut something that's a few inches longer than where I want it to end, so that I have a little space. That was the scissors, and then I will wire it up inside the tree. And this one you can kind of tell where it's wired in there. I mean, you could even use floral wire if you don't have a tree where you can wrap the wired branches around it to catch it. But that's a lot of trouble to get off. I've done that and regretted it. But let's go end this one off. So, something I wanted to share with you is sometimes you don't like the way it's going to come out. Like, I don't like how this one's going to come out because it's just going to look like a twisted ribbon in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to untwist the ribbon from the tree and release it. And then I'm going to cut it off here, and then twist it back in, and then restart it again, maybe from like over here. It's not going to be one continuous piece, but because of the lights, you know, how they have connectors and wires, that's going to keep me from being able to put it through the way that I wanted it to. So let's see how that looks. Okay, it's cut and caught. Now I'm going to start again over here. So it kind of looks like it went all the way in and came back out here. And I'll just continue on as I've been doing. It's actually not one continuous piece anymore, it's cut. So there we go, it started way up there, it came straight down. And then you saw after this one piece, I cut it, it started again over there. And I'm bringing it straight down to the bottom of the tree. And yes, you can kind of see something there, but I'll put an ornament in there. Okay, so I have the ribbon going down there, and then I have the ribbon going down there. But as you can see, it needs something in between, so I'll probably start another piece right about here and bring it down. But it doesn't need to be at the top, because that's covered by ribbon. So I'll do it kind of toward the middle, down. So let's get started on that and see how it looks when I'm finished. Okay, I had good intentions of making a tree topper here with these pieces, but as it turns out, it's just not enough. So I've pulled out a bag of red picks to put behind it that'll give it a little oomph, I'm hoping. I've always used these lollipops before. They're getting a little old, so I bought the 2 candy canes and the gingerbread pick to match the theme of the tree. So let's go look at the red options we have. Okay, so I have these berries, and then I have these long things, like a grass, and they're all red and glittery. I guess I'll have to climb up on the ladder once again to figure out which will be best, but I'm thinking because the picks I have already are a little bit like this one, that I think I need the thickness background offered by, I think I need the thickness and background offered by this type. So let me grab a few of these, stick them in, and let's see how it looks. Okay, I was thinking I'd probably need 3, so I brought 5. And if you're worried about the noise in the background, that's the Hallmark channel, watching the Hallmark Christmas movie. Can't do a tree without it. So let's just start sticking these in the top of the tree and see if it helps. I think it's helped already. Let me get a few more up. Okay, I added 3 to the back and 2 to the front. Let's see what it looks like from the ground level. Okay, I like it. It looks better in person than it is through the viewfinder. The lollipops are a bit lost. I might pull those out a little more, but it really adds a lot. Okay, trying to stay neat in the house by bringing everything out in the garage. Look at all this Christmas stuff. Oh my gosh. I have to get rid of it. I have to get rid of some of it. But anyway, so next step is going to be large red balls. I think large balls on a tree. Oh, look! Dang, I had another one of these. I forgot. Well, we'll see. I think large balls add a very professional touch, so I like to, start at the bottom with the larger balls and take them about 2/3 of the way up the tree, and then take the smaller balls with the very smallest starting at the top and taking them 2/3 of the way down the tree. So the big and the little will overlap, but there'll never be big ones at the top and little ones at the bottom. That's just my plan, and the medium ones can go everywhere. So let's get started. I like to put some of the bigger balls especially, but all of them, deeper in the tree. It just gives it a little depth and draws your eye in a little more. Okay, large balls are engaged. As you can see, there's more toward the bottom than there are at the top. And don't forget the back. Have them back there as well. Even though this tree is going to be pushed into a corner, people walk by it all different angles, so let's decorate the whole tree. Well, there's my stash of medium to medium small, somewhere in there, ornaments. I could not find any small or large or medium ones. I've been trying to downsize, but they reminded me when I saw these, and I saw these, which I won't be using, of the year I did a red and silver tree. It was red, white, and silver, but it was beautiful. So, let's put some of these things on the tree. Okay, so we have all the medium to medium small ornaments on. I don't have any of the little bitty ornaments, but I think that's going to be okay because this is going to be a pretty busy tree with all the specialty ornaments on it. So let's go see what's next.